Well, hey there, Shooby Doodlers. How are you doing? I've been away for a while. Next week, I'm going to be doing a fun thing where the theatre group is doing The Wind in the Willows. So I'm going to, beforehand, do a bit of entertainment, sort of show how to draw the characters. So one thing I thought would be fun to do would be Mr. Toad. So I'm going to draw these sort of basic outlines, and we want these slight sort of curves like that. And then maybe a kind of a curve coming around there, and that will give you a kind of a basic outline to work with. Now I'm changing to my pen. It's my trusty. No, I don't want that one. I've had so much problem setting up my camera because I haven't used it for a while. Anyway, it's all working now, I hope. And I'm changing to my trusty Rotring Tikky graphic pen. People always ask. It's a 0.3 pigment pen. And so I'm going to do this little crinkly line on the top because he is a toad, and I'll just bring that in over the line there a little bit and up and around. So you want these sort of eyeball bulges to be the same size. You don't want them to be one big eye and one small one. And I'm going to have him looking very snooty, so he's not sort of maintaining eye contact or anything like that. And then I'm just going to do these kind of bits coming around like that, and I think maybe I'll just bring that over there a little bit like that, something like that, sort of extra kind of marks, and then we want that kind of wideness of the mouth, and then I'm just going to kind of do a very crumbly line up a little bit like that, and then under, and I'm just going to shade those bits in there. So that's his mouth. So he's being very snooty here. He's letting the world know that, you know, he's right and everyone else is wrong. I'm sure we all know people like that. And the next thing is to sort of bring his jacket down like that. So these are very gentle kind of S curves. And then we're going to bring that in with a collar. And we'll bring that in with a collar. And maybe a little sort of carnation or something in there as well. And we'll maybe do something like that, and then we'll have his shoulders going out in the top. He's just letting everybody know what it's all about, and then we can bring that back to sort of about there like that, and maybe a little squiggle, so it's like a bumblebee's wings or a, whatever you want to call it. So those are the folds in the jackets under the arms. And then we can bring the jacket around like that. Now here we're going to have his hand. And he's going to have a stinky old cigar in here. And we'll have a sort of a finger like that. And then one like that. And then a little one there. So he's got this cigar. And that'll be his thumb about there. So he's holding that between his fingers. So we want the ash on the end there. And then we can probably make that quite dark all the way along. Bit of stinky smoke. And so we'll draw a thumb going straight up. And then we want these sort of 1 and 2, 3 and 4 for his hands. So this is based very much on the E H Shepard character. Who was the first one to illustrate it. And it was, of course, written by Kenneth Graham, and it's all about, well, it's about the pleasure of mucking about in boats, isn't it? So this is an old-fashioned kind of collar, and then we want, so that's kind of something going on there, and then this will be his waistcoat coming there in a bit of an angle. From about here we want to bring another sort of curve like that, and then we can draw that down there and have buttons down his waistcoat. And then we're going to want to have his trousers or pants sort of coming down here like that, and we'll bring that in to about there. And then I'm going to give him spats. Because I think he's just that kind of a guy. Mr. Toad is obviously, well, I suppose some people will think he's wonderful. I think he's really obnoxious. But it takes all sorts of people to like all sorts of different people, doesn't it? So, there. Now, I'm just making sure that that is absolutely dry before I erase those pencil lines. Like that. And Mr. Toad has terrible dress sense. So we're going to give him a sort of a pinstripe kind of waistcoat like that. And he's probably going to want little sort of pockets on there as well. And then he has a very loud checked suit. So so we're going to do these double lines like that, going across, and then we'll sort of curve them down a little bit. So that you're using these curves to help you create some shape. So these are slightly curved like that, and again we're going to want these sort of slightly curved around that direction. And he's going to want these on his suit as well, and we'll, like I say, we're going to using the shape of the lines to help us add shape to the whole thing as well. And then we want the vertical lines coming up there, and they're going to come down there, and then we're going to want them across on his arms like that as well. I think we're going to want a bit more sort of croakiness and crumbliness around there. We'll have him sort of standing on a little podium, I suppose, something like that. And I'm just going to add a little bit of shading underneath here and there, and on the spats on there a bit. I think we can add a bit of shading across there. I'm not going to overdo this shading, and I'm going to try not to anyway. And maybe just a little bit in there. And I feel we should have some underneath his coat there, and possibly underneath his kind of mouth part there. I'm just going to bring another curve around there. I think no, I probably wish I hadn't done that bit, but anyway, and I think I'm just going to add a little bit of shading in here under the coat like that, and then maybe a bit of shading on the ground, and there you are, how to draw Mr. Toad. Thanks for watching. It's good to be back. Next time I'll show you how to draw Mole and Ratty, who are kind of best friends in the story. In the meantime, make sure you are subscribed to the Shoerader Drawing channel and keep coming back for lots more drawing videos. Well, it hasn't been every week up until now, but we'll see how it goes. And don't forget, keep drawing, practice, 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 and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.